What's up guys, Simply Coco here, back with another video. So today I'm doing another apartment renovation. I am super duper proud of this one as well. Just let me say straight off that I did speed it up the same amount as I did my studio apartment, but I tried to stay in one frame for a while so that it wouldn't be too jumpy. At some points it does get that way, excuse me, but please bear with me. I'm still working on getting better equipment and editing software and all that good stuff. It's coming, but you know, rough times right now in the world. As usual, please like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it, and comment. I will always leave a comment. I will always respond to your comments. And just as a disclaimer, this will be on the gallery along with all my other builds. My gallery ID is Simply Coco 94, and always remember to turn on move objects before you place not just my lot but literally anybody's lot you download. So this apartment is going to be a rustic themed or style apartment. I imagine it's going to be for a young couple. Maybe they just got out of university and they're starting their new life, and it's one of the Medina Studios apartments, 910 Medina Studios to be exact. It's the apartment that the lot trait is it needs TLC, which if you don't know, that means tender love and care. So you'll get roaches in here, you'll get rats in here. There's rat holes in certain spots of the wall. Different stuff will break and stuff like that. There's pipes that you can't move. There's a breaker that you can't move, and all stuff like that. I could have covered the rat holes, but I wasn't sure if the rats would cut through the different objects that were in front of the hole, so I left all the holes exposed. The part I'm working on right now, this is the kitchen / the living room. The kind of tile that I use isn't actually a tile, it's a stone that comes with Jungle Adventure. And just another disclaimer, literally there are so many things from Jungle Adventure in this build. So I really apologize, and I said this in my last video too. I really apologize if you don't have Jungle Adventure. But a lot of things in that pack really gave me the rustic vibe, especially the flooring. The wood flooring that I use is from Jungle Adventure too. And now I have to point out everything that came from Jungle Adventure if I remember. But yes, it's a 1-bedroom apartment. Like I said, I imagined it being for a young couple, so there's only 1 bedroom. There's only going to be 1 bed in it. It's a double bed, obviously. So I really love the idea of this exposed brick. I only put it on that wall, and I think I put it on the wall that has the front door on it because I assumed that, you know, you would have the exposed brick on the exterior wall, and all the interior walls would be what they added in, and they could have, you know, they were just regular drywall and they could have done whatever they wanted. But the exterior wall is what the exposed brick was, so I thought that made that more realistic. I do put this couch, and then I do go to start putting some chairs in it to make it look like they're pillows. But I ended up not doing the pillows because I just wanted to move on. Excuse me, but I don't. Here I am doing that now. But I end up not doing pillows at all because I end up going with a smaller couch. The reason I end up going with a smaller couch is because right at the part of the kitchen floor where it kind of goes into the diagonal bit, that part's gonna have bar counters with bar stools, and so the 3-wide couch wouldn't allow that, so I had to go to the 2-wide couch and push it closer to the wall. I know I've been using the heck out of that chair from bowling night, so I end up going with this one from Tiny Living because it has, I'm not from Tiny Living, from Island Living, because it kind of has the same color and it was brown. I really wish there was a window in, like, I really wish we could add exterior windows to apartments, but we can't. So instead of a window, I just put a mirror there to kind of open up the space a bit. Because if you didn't know, like, mirrors, not just in The Sims, but like in real life, they're meant to, in some cases, not always, but in some cases they're meant to make a small space look bigger, because it's almost like, you know, when you're looking into a mirror, if you're not looking at yourself, it's almost like the room continues. So yeah, so I went ahead and put a mirror since I couldn't have a window. Now I'm moving on to the kitchen. I absolutely love the kitchen, down to the clutter I end up putting, the colors that I use. The only thing, these counters are from Jungle Living. I'm not Jungle Living, Jesus Christ. From Jungle Adventure. That mirror on the wall is from Jungle Adventure. That end table that's next to the mirror is from Jungle Adventure. The table that the TV is on is from Jungle Adventure. That refrigerator is from Jungle Adventure. Literally, this entire house is Jungle Adventure. It's crazy. But as you can see, I did change the what is that? The couch to a 2-wide couch instead of 3. Just doing some shuffling around. I had no idea what counters I was gonna use. I wanted to go with one that was a white top and a black bottom, but this, the white top was too white, so I went with this more gray. And then can you believe that these counters, these cabinets right here, these gray ones are the ones that are meant to go with those, the counters on the bottom? Like, that's so crazy. Like, I feel like they should be brown. The cabinets should be brown and not gray. The only brown on them is the handle, and I really did not like that. I really like that. I don't know what you call those things that go over the oven, but I really like that. It gave me more industrial vibes than rustic. I tried to not use a whole lot of things like the industrial counters would have looked good, but I didn't want to go industrial. To me, industrial and rustic are different. Like, to me, industrial is more like it was built to look that way. Like, it's industrial because it was built industrial, if that makes sense. Rustic to me feels like everything was more so handmade, or it doesn't not like, I don't think that the people lived here handmade all of these things, but it just looks more handmade. Does that make sense? You know, that's what rustic feels to me. That's what rustic kind of says to me, that it looks more handmade, or it just looks more worn down and old. Whereas industrial, it was like built on purpose to look industrial, and into more modern and more clean, if that makes sense. In rustic, I feel like is a little more dirty. Not dirty in the sense of mess, but just like color and just the grit of the place, if that makes sense. But now I've kind of moved on to the bedroom. As you can see, this is one of the more sporadic parts of the video because I was rearranging some things. And so I'm putting down these paintings, and I put down those paintings next to those pictures next to the desk, because I figured I don't know which one, because like I said, I do imagine it being a couple that lives here, a young couple, maybe even a fairly new couple. Maybe we can go even one step further and say that it's a girl's apartment and she's letting her new man stay there. But yeah, so maybe I imagine she would be a painter. That's why I put those different things. I was struggling with the rug because if you notice, there's a vent down on the floor to the left of your screen right now. And I didn't want to cover that with the rug because it didn't make sense, but I eventually made it work. I love how I put those two objects together. What is it called? the, what is it called? The clothes rack or whatever is from Seasons, and I think the other little closet is from Jungle Adventure. But I scooted them close together and made it like one unit. Like one is like a open part, and then the other part is a closed closet. So I really liked how that turned out. And then the only other thing I put in that hallway right now was just a little table that came with laundry day and the tiny living mirror. I do eventually move it next to the door with an umbrella stand, and then just put some paintings and flowers in the hallway. So now I've officially moved on to doing like the decorating and the clutter things and stuff like that. It was really hard to find things that I liked. Like these couple of paintings or whatever that I just put over the couch. I like them, but I don't know. I wish the one closer on the right side that has the more lighter wood frame, I wish that was a dark wood frame, because everything else on there is like darker, and that's the only thing that's light. And I think that's what was throwing me off. But the hardest part about doing this apartment in general was the decoration. You saw me about to place a rug in the living room, but I didn't put rugs in the living room or the kitchen, just to kind of give it again more of that rustic vibe. I do put a lamp there. It's a little more modern, but they are a young couple, so I figured, it'd be okay. I think it works well. And then I thought this whole little area over here that I'm furnishing now really lent itself really well to just having something there. I didn't know what. So I put a small cat tree next to the TV. And then eventually, it's not till the end, but I do put a box, I put a cat bowl or a pet bowl next to the cat tree. And then you'll see me use later that little corner piece, that little corner like table that comes with, I think, Seasons. And I put it in that corner, but then I get rid of it and I put the open pantry that came with, I think, Dine Out or Get to Work. It's just like a big pantry. I size it down one and I put it in that corner. And I figured it would kind of be where she would keep, extra food things and maybe even some art supplies she could keep on there too. I put an espresso machine because I just thought it'd be cute. It's not functional. You would have to click on it, and then you'd have to click on it, move it, and then use it. And then you'd have to move the counter out of the way to get the smaller counter that I sized down to put it there. Yeah, it'd be too complicated to use it, so it's purely for decoration. I also put a microwave in the corner next to the refrigerator using the same method. I plan on doing a tutorial video at some point with just all my tips and tricks on certain things, so keep a lookout for that in the coming weeks. I really need to get the OSP shelf. I think that's what it's called, because I love putting clutter on top of the fridge, but it always floats every single time. I even thought it was like a by refrigerator thing. I thought maybe the different refrigerators had different heights, but no, all the refrigerators are the same height except for like one that's shorter than most. So every item you try to put on top of them floats. So I need to get that shelf. I just haven't yet. Now I moved on to the bathroom. I planned on speeding the bathroom up because bathrooms are boring to me. And there's nothing particularly special about this bathroom. But when I sped it up, I move around so much in here that it was just too crazy. So I slowed it back down. But they do have a tub and a shower, which I thought was great. It pretty much ends up like this. I just kind of shuffle things around. This little object with the tiles and stuff, I do end up deleting because towards the end, I forgot to put a litter box. So the litter box ends up going there, and I kind of just shuffle in a trash can next to it. Not that trash can, but a similar trash can. One that has a bag in it, as if it's the trash can for the litter box. I don't know if that trash can will actually be usable, which is okay because I wouldn't want your Sims to come all the way to the bathroom to throw away their food when there's a trash can in the kitchen, because you know Sims do some dumb things like that. I do put that rug just to kind of match it in with the rug that's in the bedroom, and so that the floor wasn't just all tile or all stone or concrete or whatever. I didn't mention I didn't mention though that all of the walls except for the exposed brick wall and the wood wall that's in the bedroom, all the other walls are concrete walls, because I just thought, you know, since this is a needs TLC apartment, that's kind of, you know, what it would have. It's a cheaper apartment. I think the rent is only $400 a week, maybe 4 or 5. The deposit's really cheap too. It may be $1,000. I'm not sure, but it's really cheap. So I, you know, assumed that the people that built this wouldn't have put a whole lot of work into the interior. But the girl that moved in here, you know, she put a whole lot of work into her own interior. But that's how you do that. You have to size down one of the bar counters, because the normal counters don't size down, and then you place the object on top of it, and then you can alt place it on top of another counter, and the counter that it's actually sitting on you won't see it. So that's how I got the espresso machine in there, and that's how I got the microwave into the corner. So now I'm just doing putting more stuff in her room. I wanted to put a flower there, but the shadow was bad, and I thought it was the game lighting. I mean, technically it is the game lighting, but it's because I was putting it behind those paintings. Those paintings are actually like 2 sizes bigger than that, but I sized them down twice. So but even when you size down something, its shadow stays. So the plants I was trying to put behind it wasn't showing up because of the shadow that was being cast behind it. I tried so hard to put a Baby Yoda in. I think I end up getting rid of him. I'm not sure. That's a school project, and I was putting it up there to be like art supplies, but then I found these books right here, and I figured those could be like sketchbooks. So I went with that instead. I think I did get rid of Baby Yoda. I didn't know what to put in that open spot closer to the door, so I just put this ottoman from Laundry Day, which I thought kind of, you know, worked in the room. And then I put I put a whole bunch of different sketches everywhere because I figured she would do that. Any painting in here, unless it's like any like decorative item in here, unless it's like a poster or something that's clearly not a painting, I assume she painted. I placed it as if it was her that, you know, painted it. But yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier. This is the object that I put here, but then I'm like, no, there's still a lot of space. So I end up putting that other thing. That spice rack was really cute, so I just kind of shuffled it there. If that corner counter doesn't work, then they can still cook on that bar table that's closest to the trash can. They can still cook on that one. I was gonna put that tiny living table in there earlier. You probably saw that it was gonna go in that corner, but then I figured, okay, only at the most 1 or 2 Sims are gonna live here, and there's 2 bar stools, so that's all they need. If they have company, I mean, there's not anywhere to sit except that chair next to the TV, but it's okay. It's okay. Obviously, you can add whatever you want to this after you download it. I really appreciate how the positive feedback on my last apartment build. So I really hope this gets the same. As of right now, that 2-bed studio is my most popular video on Facebook. Not on Facebook, jeez, on YouTube. So thank you so much for that. It has almost 400 views, which blows my mind because I only have 44 followers or subscribers. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for that. I really hope this video gets the same. or possibly even more. But yeah, this is what I'm doing in here. I just put some things around. Excuse me, I moved this closer to the door because it just made more sense to me. And then I just put a plant where it was sitting. And yeah, that's it, you guys. I really hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.